Well, hello, guys and gals. I know some of you are saying, what's the IROC doing back up on the hoist, hey? Well, the growling noise that we heard, there was more than one growl than just the axle. So that's a plus. And we're guessing with about 100% guessity, and we're going to find out this time. We believe it's carrier bearings. At least that side, for show. If you don't know what side, this is the old passenger side. We're betting that one's going, and we're going to go ahead and replace both of those. And we're going to hope, I never thought I'd say this, but we're going to hope that we see damage to those bearings or bearing races, you know. And the reason why is we don't want to take the pinion out of it and replace that bearing. And the reason why is because that requires a new crush sleeve. If we do, we do. If we don't, we're going to be pretty thankful. What's that? Oh, that's cool. Just new, I don't know, cut and bust stuff. I was just looking at the rear bumper of it. Anyway, something shiny caught my attention. So we're going to break out the shop light. Now, if you haven't ever replaced these bearings, you're going to repeat the steps as follows. Remember the axle video we did like 2 videos ago? Maybe 3, I can't even remember. On how to replace an axle, the axle bearings and all that. The good part is we don't have to do that anymore because we replace those parts. But it's the exact same process. Take off your wheel, take off your brake caliper, take this off. Take those out, take out your little block, push in your axle right here, and it goes cloop. Pull your C-clips. Yep, I almost kind of forgot that one last time. I don't know how I did that, but anyway, push in your axles, pull the C-clips, and then, and only then, we will be pulling the carrier out. Now, I just put new fluid in this thing, right? I mean, like, expensive fluid. So we're going to clean out this big old catch pan here. We're going to make sure she's nice and clean. And we're reusing it because that stuff has 20 miles on it. And as expensive as it is, yeah, we're going to reuse it. So that's like 40 bucks worth of, you know, magical goodness that we can reuse, and I think that's a more gooder thing to do. So again, mobile junkyard just started. We're going to go through this again, and hopefully we find what we're looking for, even more gooderish. Okay, so wish us luck, and we'll get the light back out and shine on the differential, and I'll show you all the goodies. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tear it down all the way. If Tullets had a muffler, it'd sound better than that. What in the world? Anyway, so anyway, I'm just going this way and that way. But as soon as I get it torn down to the parts that is the nitty gritty, we're gonna go into that in better detail, okay? So give me about 20 minutes, 30, hair past freckle, whatever works, okay? We'll be right back at it. Yeah. We are to the meat and taters over now. Now, what's going to happen is you need to take these 4 caps off. Believe me, there's 4. This light just, I don't want to turn around and blind you. But there's one there and there. And there's one there and there. This, you're going to catch. Now, there's going to be spacers on each side. This is crucial. Whenever you take those out, do one side at a time if you can. If they start falling, whew, please don't let them hit the floor. They are known to break. I myself am setting myself up for success Marking left and right. You know, Dad's always got projects going on, so it's going to be easier for me if I just have this setting like this and I wrap them up in there. The spacers, that is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take that out slowly and try to rock it back as slowly as we can and try to, you know, not let anything fall. That's the idealistic goal. One cap at a time. And I think we're probably going to set the cap on the floor. Sound like a good idea? Maybe I should put a white mark on it, like right there to there, to let me know. That sounds like an even gooder idea, because I don't even know if you want to mess up those caps. I don't know if you can, but where there's a will, old Dad's found a way. So we're just going to do that. We're just going to mark them. Oh, yeah. Looks like, yep, nastiness. So that's good. And then we'll, right there where it says like 703 or something. So that way, so I know that cap goes there. Sound gooders? We're going to say it does. And then we are going to take it down one by one, bolt by bolt. And there's only 4. That's what I'm saying. There's only 4 to hold this carrier in. Let's do it slowly, okay? I am purposely not going to record this part because I'm definitely going to need both hands. And yeah, if I drop one of these, I may say a foul word and I don't want to. All right, so if I'm you, I'm going to mark that with that, letting me know that's the side that goes to. And it looks like this one has a notch that kind of goes outside, so that's the way that goes. And we're just going to do it, okay? These here are 16 millimeter and or 5/8, whatever you got laying around. Let's do it to it. These things are going to be heavy, by the way. At least if I remember right, they're kind of heavy. Not super heavy, just... And remember, your axles need to be out of here. Don't forget. See how, yep, need to be out of there. This is the very last step. I've already taken off the brakes, the hardware, the everything. We're to this. So just pretend you're doing an axle again by pulling the axle. And then you're not going to mess with that outer bearing. That's done. Or the outer seal, it's done too. Now we're going for a total different bearing because it just seems gooder. All right, give me a few minutes and I'll show you. We'll just see what happens, okay? Yeah, wish us luck. Well, good things have happened. This one was the right one. This one was the left one. Do not let these hit the floor. Don't let them hit the floor because they blend really good in with this side metal of the case, and they're on the inside, so you might not see them. You're going to want to see them, I promise you, because if not, you're going to have a bad day whenever it hits the floor and shatters. But that brings me to this point. Remember how I said we were looking for a gnarled up bearing? We found him. I don't know if you guys can see. I hope to goodness you guys can see that, because this one particular, god dang it. Well, you're right to take old feller's word for it. It is chewed up. I mean, chewed up bad. And it's the one I said it was too, so that makes me feel more gooder. So this other side, I don't think there was any that were gnarled up. However, since we're in here and we're doing it, yep, we're doing both. Just because. Now that one probably doesn't have anything wrong with it, but this, golly, you can even hear that sucker. Golly. This one, she's smooth as butter, buddy. So the goal and objective is we're going to cut this outside case off with a pair of side cuts. Then we're going to get that burger off of there. That sound like a good idea to you? So let's just see. Hopefully got a real sharp pair of something in here. Maybe these fellers will work. And you're going to see another race that's in here that's going to be just eating to bits. I ain't kidding you. Hold on a sec. Let me cut this darn thing off for a minute, and that way so you ain't watching me try to struggle with one hand. But I'll show you on the inside of this race. I guarantee you it's just chewed up like crazy. Give me a few seconds. So, doesn't really take very good peepers to see that sucker has had it. I'm telling you. And sometimes you can see a crack on them. All right, don't forget to throw your pin in before you go putting it back together, or you may hate life. But you see how that gnarly? That thing is so chewed up. My goodness. Whew. And I believe personally that this rear end will start for oil, and it's usually that side bearing that goes before the other one. Don't know why, it just is. So we're going to try, I'm going to try to get it off there without, I don't know if I can, what I'm going to try to do is take maybe a punch and see how much I can hit it this way with a hammer. If not, we're going to end up taking a die grinder, cutting wheel, cut her in half. Then we're going to hit him with an air hammer, split it. What do you think? I'll let you know which one works more gooder, so give me just a few minutes and we're going to figure it out together, all right? Guys and gals, we got her. And we got her with success too. I was a little nervous because I haven't done one of these in, you know, like ever. So we got our bearings on. Now you're going to want to make sure she sets flush. You don't want any air gap in between this bearing back and the housing. You want her flush, and you can hear it whenever you hit this outer race here. It's a nice metal sound. I actually got this one with a Great Neck 36 millimeter. It fit perfectly over top. If you started off crooked, don't worry about it. Like if it starts off kind of like this, a little crooked, you know, like this, just tack her back down on this side to tie. Once you get her so far down, it kind of pretty much goes down evenly anyway, you know, but you just tack all the way around it. You don't want to hit this outer race. You want to hit the inner. This fella right here on the inner, okay? If you hit that outer, you're going to bust the cage. Guess what? You're cutting or pulling that bearing again. I decided to cut these bearings, races, and as you can see, we did it pretty darn good. And then we tried the air hammer, and believe it or not, we had better success with this guy right here. And we just kind of took our hammer and punched him a few times. We did do it with our air hammer a few times too, and I was a little nervous about giving her the gas, and because, you know, all this stuff in here, I didn't want it to gnarl anything up, I guess. So that's the way we did both of those bearings. I'll make sure you guys can see all this good stuff, and I got out my high quality flashlight, so, you know, so you can see all that good stuff, see? Huh? But we did this one the exact same way. Then we just hit it, and what you want is that bearing to, the race bearing, to crack and open to release this pressure. This is a squeeze type fit. Now, whenever you go back together, make sure, I hope you guys bought outer races to replace the original ones. These go on the outside of your bearing, and they are worth whatever price they're selling for. They fit right over top of there. You're going to want to replace those at the exact same time you replace those bearings, because 97% of the time These end up chewed up, but those are actually in really good shape. Nonetheless, I bought 2, I'm replacing 2. Why? Yes, that's why. Anyway, whenever you go, make sure I did myself a favor. Whenever I mark that right, and whenever I mark that one left, right side, passenger side, left side, driver side, okay? That's how it is for me. If you got to remember it some other way, put passenger and driver, whatever you need to do. But safety glasses, make sure you're wearing safety glasses whenever you cut those braces, man, and you're hammering, because they will chip off and end in your eyeball. I looked, you only get 2 of them if you're lucky. Some people don't get those 2. So take care of your peepers. They ain't like your gadgets. You know, you can do some things without some gadgets, but you need the opposable thumb. Anyway, we're going to throw this puppy back in, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to hold these right here all together whenever we throw this sucker in, right? We're going to hold them on the outside edge where they belong as we slide it up in there. Whenever we slide it up in there, we're going to actually, we have our caps even setting down here the correct way. I think I might put them up here so I don't have to reach as far down, because I'm going to want to keep one hand up there to make sure it doesn't roll back. Because if it rolls back, that is not going to be a good day. Because you got your ring gear right there. Yeah. You know, you don't want big chunks of your ring gear on the floor or anywhere. You know, nobody likes a chunky ring gear. Anyway, so I'm going to throw this all back together, and yep, we're going to call this one a success. I'm going to let you know it's a success whenever I do the next video, which will not be on the IROC. Hopefully. We're saying hopefully. Because honestly, this on the test drive was the concern. And the voltage gauge that doesn't work right according to my voltmeter. It's like, you know, reading that it's not 13 volts and it's 14, you know. Kind of is what it is, I guess. I don't know. These old gauges, I just can't complain enough about them. GM, you could have done better. But if we ever do a upgrade on it, actually, you know what? I'm going to take it back. Our next video may be on the IROC. It's going to be the cut and buff detail on the paint, okay? So, you know, I've got to do these videos because I'm going to be down for a while thanks to this daggone shoulder. So I'm going to do a lot of filler videos that I can. They're going to be informational. They're going to be good stuff. But nonetheless, I'm going to have to fill in as much as I can to try to, like, give me some cushion. So hopefully we can do some sort of video. I don't know. Hopefully I don't miss a whole lot. I'm trying to do a video a week, and that's a lot. You know what I mean? So I'm going to throw this back together, and once everything's back together, I'm going to give you the old thumbs up and say she's gooder. All right? So let's hope we don't drop any erases and bearings and whatever else. All right? Give me a few. Well, we got her together all the way. Whew. Let me tell you, these that carrier fits tight as a button in there. I ain't kidding you. So you know, make sure you line that sucker up good whenever you're throwing them in there. It's going to be a tight fit. At least if you have one of these torsion type differentials, 10 bolts. I don't know if they all fit like that. I really don't. And I'm going to say it's a heck of a lot easier if they're on the bench. Yep, I'm going to say that pretty easily. Because bearings like to slide with races, and it's you know. Anyway, so I'm going to pick up this little bit of stuff here that I messed up. Because, you know, we're going to do a new year, new me. You know, we're not just going to let this bearing and stuff sit here for a week or 12. or these tools, and yeah, we're gonna tidy up, because we have the old golden chariot sitting over there just waiting, saying, oh God, he's working on something else. Okay, but no, he don't even know how close he is. I mean, I know, Lugnut, I heard you. You know, you're saying, get to that darn thing. I can hear you. I'm going to, I promise you. The first thing we're going to tackle on that thing is the rockers, I believe. Then we're going to do the whole floor section, firewall, trunk. We're going to make her stabilized in the chassis type areas. And then we're going to start doing the actual body stuff, which, you know, I absolutely love and adore. Nope, hate it. So, you know, we're still going to do it though. We're doing full quarters, 2 new doors, 2 new fenders because I don't have any. You know, pretty much all the things that don't make you rip your hair out and scream obscenities like a lot, you know? Yep, doing all this while, you know, rambling for free, not even charging. I was planning to do a 6-speed swap on the Banditas. Yes, I'm not kidding you. I actually have the 6-speed and all. The only thing that's really kind of stopping me is I've got me a 5-speed, I'd have me a 6-speed, and I'm going to be down a shoulder for, you know, a little bit. And old dad just don't want to drive his truck all the time, you know? Not that I can't drive a standard with one hand, because actually both these cars steer and drive pretty darn straight. So, I don't know. We're going to really think about that, because we got a Tremec over there out of an 02? Yeah. 02 car, Z28-ish, with 62,000 miles on it, I think. 62 to 65, I can't remember now. It's been a couple years. I've actually had it for a couple years, and I've been, you know, working on other things and buying cars, and, you know, you've seen, it's been real. So, you know, so I'm debating on doing that real quick before we jump on the 69, and the only reason is I haven't bought anything car-wise because I don't want anything to get in front of these 2 cars at all, the 69 or the 66. I really, really want to get these cars done, and I can't do it if I have, like, you know, 7 different projects draining from the same till. That being said, this is also a tester video, and what I mean is, this is a test to see if my wife watches any of these, because honey, I bought the girls a 4-wheeler today. A gasoline, not a Power Wheels. It's a real one. So, you know, we're just going to see if you watch these videos. Just saying. Don't anybody tell her. I want her to... I want to see how long it takes. All right? We're just going to feel it out. But we really did buy a 4-wheeler. So, just a little, like, 110 or something. One of them Tayo, you know, one of those ones. So, and it was used. You know, my old neighbor, she sold it to me cheap, so thank you. I appreciate that. She put it on the Book of Faces for like 3 minutes, and I just happened to be on there, and I said, I'll text it. So, you never know what's going to pop up on there. That's the only reason why I even keep Facebook, because I'm not a real big fan of, you know, dreaming. I like to stay in my own lane. My world's fun, you know, there ain't no dreaming. But anyway, guys, so our time is becoming limited. July 13th, the old shoulder goes down for, at bare minimum, like probably a month, maybe 6 weeks. Whew. I mean, yeah, we're not real excited about that part, not gonna lie. So we're going to have to do something. I just don't know what. Maybe we'll come out here and like put tools or something up or sweep or, you know, there's always something to do. There's the seats from the car, the truck. There's my new floor pan and, you know, trunk pan for the 69. Just so you know, I wasn't kidding you. I really did buy a whole bunch of goodies. All right. Other than that, guys, it's like 12:35-ish. And old Dad's got to get up in like 3.5 hours. So we're going to hit the shower in here real quick. And I'm not going to record that part. You're welcome. And then call it a night. And next video probably will be on the old mullet machine, just because I need some more content to keep throwing out there. It's actually going to be a good video. I learned quite a bit on it, so it's on the cutting and buffing part. So stay tuned for that. That one's going to come up next, I think, somewhere in there. Anyway, guys, we'll see you guys next time. I hope this was good for you guys. Again, you pretty much do the exact same thing as you did replacing the axle. The only difference is you pull the carrier. It's going to be tight. You're going to have to wiggle a little bit. This one actually hit on the pan hard bar, kind of cross members going across. You can finagle it out of there. I promise you can. Be careful. Don't drop the little spacers. And remember which side they come on, because they are different thicknesses. So remember what hand you grabbed them with and put them on the correct side. Other than that, guys, I hope this helps you. And, you know, it's going to get good. It's going to get real gooder. Especially since we're going to be starting on that 69. It really stinks. My shoulders are going to be down for a while. But hopefully we can get cranked up on that. And we'll be counting down the minutes until we can get back to it. And, yeah, I'm going to call it wraps on this one. We'll see you guys next time here on Right Turn Garage TV. Thanks for watching.